Listen to a lecture in an art class.
Vincent van Gogh was born on March 30th, 1853. Van Gogh did not become a painter until he was 27, but during the last 10 years of his life, he created more than 2,000 works of art. Quite amazing, isn't it? Van Gogh's earlier works are very different from his later ones. At first, he was interested in showing farmers' lives in a natural, realistic way. He used dark colors to do this. The most famous of these earlier works is a painting called The Potato Eaters. It shows 5 peasants sitting around a table eating potatoes under an oil lamp. The whole painting is very dark and realistic. Looking at the painting, you can feel like you are sitting right there with the peasants. In 1886, Van Gogh moved to Paris to live with his brother Theo. There, he saw how Impressionists used bright new colors and painted with short, thick strokes of paint in their works. The Impressionists tried to show the feelings of their subjects rather than their exact forms. Van Gogh also began painting in this style. This change can be seen in the famous Sunflower series. From 1888 to 1889, he drew several oil paintings of sunflowers in vases. These paintings show sunflowers in all stages of life, from fully in bloom to withering and dying. His Sunflower series is famous for its use of bright new colors, especially a bright yellow color called chrome yellow. These paintings are loved for their simple beauty as well.
Now get ready to answer some questions about the lecture. 1. What is the main topic of the lecture? 2. Why does the teacher mention chrome yellow? 3. Indicate whether each of the following describes Van Gogh's earlier works or his later ones. Tick in the correct box. Listen to a conversation between a teacher and a student.
This picture of a man is a bit funny. What kind of art is it?
This portrait is an example of Cubism. Cubism attempts to make the viewer see things in a different way. So if you look at this face, for instance, you can see how the eyes, nose, mouth, and ears are all shown from different viewpoints.
It seems as if the face was cut and pasted all in a jumbled manner. Why is it drawn like this?
The Cubists looked at the world from multiple viewpoints. They tried to show all the sides of an object at once instead of describing the object from one point of view.
I see. That's why it doesn't look anything like a realistic portrait.
Right. Here is another example of Cubism. If you look closely at this picture of a human body, you will find geometric shapes. This is another feature of Cubism. The Cubists use cubes, cylinders, balls, and cones to simplify objects.
Oh, I see the body of a man looks like a large cone.
Good. I think you're starting to understand Cubism. 1. What is compared between a Cubist portrait and a realistic portrait? 2. How does the teacher explain Cubism? Listen to a conversation between a teacher and a student.
Hi, I heard that the school has arts and crafts clubs. I'm new here and I'd be interested in joining.
Welcome, that's right. Actually, we have several arts and crafts clubs. Among them, I'd like to recommend the knitting club or the painting club.
Sounds so interesting. Could you tell me more about them?
The painting club is the most popular. There are about 15 students in the club. The knitting club is also popular. They have around 8 students. 5 or 6 are boys and 2 or 3 are girls.
Would it be possible to join both of them?
I don't see why not. They each meet on different days of the week. The painting club meets on Mondays and the knitting club on Fridays.
I see. And what time and where does each club meet?
They all meet after school at 4 p.m. in the art room on the 2nd floor. They usually run to 5 or 5:30.
Do I have to prepare anything?
Well, it depends on the club. We supply paper and paint, but you have to buy your own brushes and palette for the painting club. The knitting club is free.
Will the art supplies be expensive? I don't have much of an allowance.
They don't cost much. You can buy everything for under $20.
That doesn't sound too bad. Thank you.
Now get ready to answer some questions about the conversation. 1. What does the girl want to do? 2. What comparison is not made between the painting club and the knitting club? 3. According to the conversation, which of the following is true? Listen to a lecture in a music class.
Today I'll be talking about jazz music. Jazz is a style of music that developed in the beginning of the 20th century in the city of New Orleans. As with most music, jazz is influenced by many different styles like blues, gospel songs, folk songs, and African music. Jazz is played using the guitar, piano, and drums, which are popular and commonly used for other music, but it has some features different from any other music. Above all, the most significant feature of jazz is improvisation. Improvisation means making things up on the spot. That is, the musicians create a melody or add a repeated section in real time. The same song may be played over and over again, but it will always sound different because the musicians are improvising. Besides improvisation, jazz music uses syncopation. Syncopation is a type of rhythm where the beats are irregular, which creates an interesting sound. It sounds a bit complicated, but if you've ever listened to jazz, you'll know what I mean. Because of these features, jazz can sound very chaotic at first, but the more you listen to it, the more you'll learn to appreciate its rhythms and melodies, as well as the abilities of the musicians.
1. How is jazz music different from other music? 2. According to the lecture, which of the following is true?